1 month ago. The first person joined the academy just 1 month ago. That's person A. And then the second person, he has been with me for a while. He's not consistent actually. He has not been consistent. Just once in a while you join, then after like 1 month you go, then after like 1 month you join, after like 1 month you go, that type of thing. So the first person now funded funded just 50,000 naira. He didn't really have much money to trade. Okay. So he funded just 50,000 naira. Okay. And so that's person A and person B. So I want to actually use this to actually illustrate the importance of psychology in trading. The importance of psychology in trading. So we have person A and person B. So person A does not have much money, and person A funded just 50,000 naira. While person B has lots of money. No, does not have lots of money too, but compared to person A, had money, good amount of money, and then funded not 50,000 naira, funded 500,000 naira. Now, this month has been very, very fantastic. Okay, we've barely lost trades. I think last week we lost probably just one or two trades. The week before last, we only lost one trade. So last week we lost one trade. The week before last, we lost two trades. The week before last, we only lost like one trade, and that's how we've been going. We've been very, very accurate so far. You know, because of risk management, all of those things. Okay. Now, person A, let's start from person A. Person A that has not much capital, agree with an account to 140,000 naira. Okay. And person B, agree with an account to zero. Now, person B has been a forex trader for like, let's say 3 years. And he has been affiliated with BTA. He joins once in a while and trading forex. Probably joins for this month, then after that you go next month again, you come again, you join again, then that type of thing. But 3 years, he has actually learned a lot of things, right? He should be experienced, you get. But this person A, this is his first month. This is his first month. So now if I'm to ask, what is the difference between person A and person B? What is the difference between person A and person B? Because obviously we called out the same signals, the same traits for everybody. And we barely lost any trades. So if anybody was meant to take all the trades we called out, you know, you are meant to be profitable. They are meant to be profitable. In fact, there's no reason, there's no way you take all the trades you call out. Even if you won't take only half of them profitable, because we barely lost any trade. So what's the difference between person A and person B? Let me know in the chat box. What is the difference between person A and person B? What can actually make two different persons, have access to the same opportunity, and one person would actually make money? Why the other person will not make money? Nobody can answer. Nobody knows the answer. It's very simple. Oh. The answer is very, very simple. The answer is good. Tosin has gotten the answer. That is very beautiful from Tosin. The answer is psychology. Psychology. That is very awesome. So now, what is psychology? If you hear something, right? If you're actually conversant with forest, probably you've been forest for a while now, you hear something. They always say psychology is 90% of what is required to be successful in forex. 90%. So basically, 10% of what you need is skill. Skill is needed. Then 90% is psychology. Without having the right psychology, even if you're even in the best academy itself, like I can say this is one of the best academies out there because I've heard a lot of stories from persons who join academies, and when they join the academy, this will just call out trades for people to lose money just for the sake of calling out trades. And they'll use demo to be fronting as if they are making money. That's people that don't have the signals. But meanwhile, it's demo and other persons in the academy are losing money. So once you see it, you're drawn in, and once you come in, fund account, and you're like, have fun now. You've lost like 7 trades in a row, and then you're like, because I can actually beat my chest and say this is one of the best academies, you know, when it comes to accuracy in signals that are being called out. Okay. So now you have two persons. One person I've been training for 3 years, and the other one just started one in 1 month. But because of psychology, the person that has been training for just 1 month made over 100%, and the person that has been training for 3 years lost everything. Now, what is psychology? Let me start with the definition of psychology. So as I got the whole story, I was like, no, I have to. I have to actually teach on this topic. I thought on see, by the end of this week, I understand that we have lots of very, very new students, all right? Beginning of next month, I'll start by sending the recordings we had, recordings of our sessions on ChatGPT, how to use ChatGPT to analyze the market, how to use ChatGPT to get yourself a strategy, all of those things. I'll drop them. So you'll not go to everything that you feel like, that we thought that are very valuable, then you're still going to have access to them, even as a newbie. So let me ask ChatGPT, what is psychology in Forex? Now, the reason why I'm actually teaching this topic is because of something. You know, a lot of persons, okay, a lot of persons actually fall into this category. See, it's nothing to be ashamed of, okay? There's honestly nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to be ashamed of. There's nothing to feel bad about. You blew an account. Okay, that's good. Everybody actually blew accounts. You lost 500,000. That is can be painful. All right, but people have actually lost up to $100,000 in trading. I'm really going to be brutally honest. I won't sugarcoat anything. Because if I sugarcoat anything now, people would actually make the mistakes of putting in so much money, and then they will also have to suffer the consequences. Okay. You lost 500,000 naira. People actually in debt right now, running to the millions. I'm talking of not 100 million, 200 million naira. Like they legit borrow 200 million naira to trade forex. 200 million naira. There are people that actually have half a billion naira worth of investor funds. They went to meet the investor and say, "Oh, I'm the best trader in the world. Da 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 da. Give me, and this one will bring 100 million. This one will bring 50 million. This one will bring 200, and like that. They pack everything together, 500 million, put into forex, and they lost everything. And now they are in prison at the moment. They'll release them, but they have been charged to court already. Court has told them to bring like maybe 70% of the money, which is up to 400 million or 350 million. Okay, so imagine starting life with negative of 350 million. Before you start making money, you're going to be able to flex. Even if you become profitable, first of all, you need to actually pay 350 million. Do you understand? And all these things boil from psychology. It all comes from psychology. That's why I'm like, no, I have to teach this particular topic. You understand? Because it's trading, and as long as it's trading, you would always like there are always going to be things like this till you actually learn how to be psychologically disciplined. So now let me explain what psychology actually is in simple terms. Okay, in forex trading, psychology refers to how your emotions, thoughts, and mental decisions affect your trading decisions. Emotions, thoughts, and mental discipline affect your trading decisions. In most cases, it's usually overlooked. Most academies will never teach you anything like that psychology. When it's just going to be just teaching you different strategies, FVG, FLG, LMG, SMC, DMD, but they will never talk about psychology. But this is what controls everything. Okay. Now, there are different things, it's a very, very broad, when you say 90% of what's required to be a successful trader, it is broad. All right. This is very, very broad. And as it's very, very broad, it's divided into different categories and subcategories. If I start teaching everything about it right now, I promise you will not go home today because it's really very, very deep. Anything from clicking on double up. One of my students then was always clicking on double up. Anything else in double up. We are losing trade. Allow us to lose trade. Person will call out trade, they lose trade. You way they take this trade, you don't want to lose trade. Mm? You that is not calling you that not call out trade, you don't want to lose the trade. So now you're doubling up. And from doubling up now, you've lost double. Where others have only lost one, you've lost double. Then the next trade, now you go and increase your lot size because you want to make back what is lost. And then it shock you again. You understand? So from clicking on double up to rolling over to increasing your risk, all of those things, they're all psychological traps in Forex. So let me just talk about the three most common ones. Three most common ones are greed, fear, hope, regret, and overconfidence. So now what is fear? Fear is when you're scared of losing money. Okay? You're scared of losing money. In MT4, it can prevent you from actually entering a trade. So yeah, I call out the trade and then you see the trade because you've lost money in the past trade on your own. You're like, oh, well, this may not go well. Oh. And then you enter trade because you're scared. You don't trust me because of your past experience trading on your own. You don't think trade now go and go well now. You're not feeling bad, you're crying. You get. So it makes you hesitate to enter good trades. It also makes you also avoid trading altogether. That is one. Number two, greed. Greed can make you overtrade. Okay? Can make you overtrade. This is one thing a lot of players actually fall for. Last week, we only called out 7, 8 trades. We lost one, we won 7. But there are some persons here that took up to like 30 trades. Well, how do you take 30 trades? Obviously, if you take 7 trades, if you win 7, you lose one, it's enough to make money. See, in forex trading, you don't have to make so much money. Even if it's only $10 or $20 you make in a week, it's money. It's money. What we're just trying to do is to beat the market to make money. That's the whole point of everything. The reason why you're making $10, $20 is because of the capital. But over time, capital will still grow. Do you understand? So greed. So if you're not contented with the profits you're making, with the $40 or $50 or $100 you made, and you want to go and trade more so you can actually make $200, you lose everything. That is what they call greed. Now, and that one is hope. Hope that a bad trade or a losing trade will turn around because you are Houdini, you are a magician. You understand? So in MT4, hope can actually mean the trade is currently going against you. Okay, instead of you to cut your losses, allow trade to hit your stop loss so you can actually rest. You keep adjusting your stop loss. You know what it means to adjust your stop loss here? You move your stop loss from five pips to 10 pips to 20 pips to 30 pips. When I blew $1,000 accounts almost 5 years ago, this is what cost it hope. I was in a position on gold, it was selling and I entered buy, kept adjusting stop loss. For that was like almost 5 years ago. Like 5 years ago, when I started my journey. It was a hope that the market would reverse that made me lose $1,000 in total. Hope is the same thing, like you enter a trade now, it's currently out of profits. Instead of it to allow it to just close and you lose the trade, you can start doubling up, entering other positions from under. You can start rolling over, rolling over, rolling over. Before you know it, a trade where you're meant to only lose $10, you end up losing $50 because of your multiple double ups and multiple rollovers. And that thing again is regret. You've rolled over on this one, you've adjusted your stop loss on this one, and you've lost so much money. The next trade will now call out now. You're not regretting. It's not like, more, you know, or let's assume we took one trade and then we lost the trade previously, and then we're not dropping a new trade now. You're not regretting. So because you're regretting now, you're feeling bad, you don't enter the trade. Because you're like, oh, the last trade you called out, you lost it. So I'm not taking this trade. You're scared. Then that trade now gonna win. When that trade now win, you're not feeling bad that you don't think the trade. The next trade I will not call, I will not say, ah, I'll use double the risk so I can make up for the ones I lost and the ones I also missed, and then use double the risk and then you lose that one. And before you know it, now your account that is meant to have grown will now come down, and now you're fucked up emotionally and you're feeling very bad. And now again, it's overconfidence. Overconfidence, people like this one. This one's not for. Coach Michael has had a a six trade winning streak. He has won six trades in a row. You use $10 in those six trades, so bam, 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 bam. You took all of them. You are sharp. You took all of them. So you made $50. When you account for the percentage payout, all of those. So you made $50. And then you now call that the seventh trade on Friday. Because you're overconfident now. Guess how much you're going to use to trade? You're going to use $400. He has won six trades in a row. You can easily go 7 wins in a row now. And if I use that $100, the new business, if I use that $100 and I win the trade, my accounts will go from that $150 to right now to like almost $300. And then I can overconfidence. Me that is calling out the trade, I not gonna use 80% of my account. Me that is calling out the trades. I didn't use 80% of my account. I still using my normal 3%. But you that don't know how I'm getting the analysis, you want to use all your accounts because you're confident, you over trust me. You're not gonna message me that Coach Michael, you send me one strong message that Coach Michael, you're powerful. Saying I'm powerful doesn't mean I'm going to win the trade. I have no control over the trades I'm winning and trades I'm losing. I have no control over it. I have no control over it. It is statistics. Statistically, I'm likely to win 80% of the trades I call out on HFX. 70 to 100% of trades actually, statistically. But it's random. It's random. But as a trader now, the worst that can actually happen or that should actually happen in a week to me should be break even, which is basically the week where I don't make any profit. My losses and my profits will collide together and I'll not be in any loss. And if it's even worse, if worse comes to worse, I'll probably have like a 5% loss or a 10% you get as a trader. Do you understand? So I'm always cautious trading based on that particular mentality, knowing that it's not my market, the market is not for Tinubu, it's not for my father, it's not for my mother. So I'm never overconfident of what I'm doing. But I'm extra cautious, extra cautious. You understand? So that's this thing. So this is actually what good trading psychology actually means. Okay, but before I go into that trading psychology, now let me now go back to this particular place. Now, person A, he being a newbie, he has gone through the courses, he has heard things I've talked about, and probably he has maybe had one or two experiences in the past trading. Anybody can just see one free signal group, join, fund an account, and then blow money and then become scared. Right? He has probably seen something in the past now, and he knows fully well that he is not experienced, doesn't know anything about analysis and everything. All right. The only thing that he knows is that I am training for 5 years and I'm calling out trades and people are winning. So now he made up his mind that he's going to follow me blindly. Any trade I call out, you enter. Any trade I call out, you enter. Probably maybe you risk more than 3%, or maybe you use 5% or 6 or 10. But remember the law of averages. The law of averages say if you're risking 2%, risk it on all the trades. So at the end of the month, you're going to have the cumulative summation of all the wins and the losses. And you have a high probability of being profitable. Not today you risk $5, tomorrow you risk $10. Next tomorrow you risk $2. Next tomorrow you risk $20. So he used a uniform risk, and as a result of that, he had a distance. So even if he risks $10 per trade, which is maybe 10% of his account or whatever, the fact that he kept his risk consistent, he was able to make this. Now, person B, I don't know the particular one, but it is one of plenty of these things. Number one, I feel greed actually played a part. Now, the greed now is that I don't call out so many trades in HFX. So when MT5, I don't. It's based on the market. Okay. So greed. Coach Michael has only called out 3 trades. Today is Thursday. Now only 3 trades where I go chop. So he bring out the account to trade on his own. Okay. And then when he's trading on his own now, he probably makes a few profits. But then he still needs to make more because 50K profit in a day is not enough when he can actually keep trading and make up to like 200% profit. You understand? And just like that, just like that, just like that, all the profits will go and then become loss. Overconfidence can also be another thing again that also happened. So maybe you have been calling out trades and winning trades in a row, and maybe increase his risk at the time after winning like 7 trades in a row, and then we lost that trade and then we lost money. And that's that could have actually played a part. So could also be hope, maybe increasing as the trade is going down, is entering more positions under trying, expecting the market to go up with him and all of those things. So look at all these things. No matter how good the signal, I'm not the person entering the call, I'm not the person entering the put. On empty farm, I'm not the person entering the buy, I'm not the person entering the sell for you. I'm not the person there. I'm just calling out the trades. I'm analyzing and calling out the trades. So if you don't actually follow the signals well with the right psychology and mindset and approach, even if you don't have a million naira, you can still lose everything. Now let's assume now this person followed through like this person. Let's assume you risked like this person. All right. Guess how much you would have made? Maybe you reached 10% on his accounts and you made everything. You would have made 1.4 million. Just add one more zero. One more zero. If it makes 1.4 million now and it takes away, because normally once you make money in trading, I would actually tell you, first of all, to withdraw at least your capital. If anybody actually reaches out, well, Coach Michael, even if you trade on your own too, I have some students that trade on their own. After like 1 week, they already understood how call and put works, and they fair, they have grown their $100 to like $230. Once they reach out to me, I'm like, hey, congratulations. I know they didn't take my signals. I know they should have their own, So I'll tell them that you have grown your account from $100 to like $270. Yeah, withdraw $100. Just withdraw it today to this and send me a screenshot. You understand? Because once you withdraw that $100 now, you have $130, which is not your money. It's profits. You can be making small money on that one. You understand? You get, but if you leave everything there now, maybe you're not psychologically sound because you're still a newbie and you can't lose everything. It's just more painful. You get, so imagine from here, you now just 700K, still have 700K to still trade with. Do you understand? So it's not actually about this, it's about following the system. I have a system for traders. When it comes, I know that the most difficult thing in trading is not the skill set. Everybody can learn how to trade. I have a sense in 1 week, he learned everything about the strategy, every single thing, all the strategies, in fact. I was spending up to like 8 hours a day on the course. You're like very, very aggressive boy like this, as if the market is owing him money. I don't know what type of motivation he had, but his motivation was just too much. You know, you get everybody can learn it, but the main thing is psychology. You get so I don't know how much you funded right now. I don't know how much you have in your account. I'm just telling you, if you trade without having the right psychology, if you leave what I'm doing to do things on your own, if you over leverage, if you roll over, if you double up, if you do every single thing you're meant to actually do, you will blow your account. Then you can do it and you can actually make profits. Maybe after like 1 week, maybe you can double or triple your account. You can make profits. That is very, very good. If you make that type of profit, or if you've made that type of profit right now, trading on your own, I'm not saying you will not still keep making it. You're likely to keep still making it, but you don't want to take that risk. Withdraw half of the money in the account first and put in your account. Let me know at least you've withdrawn this one. You understand? Then once you've withdrawn it, you can come back to taking my signal. If you've not withdrawn it, don't don't trade with you withdraw that money. A particular student from $50 to like almost $370 said withdraw $150. At least $50. And she did that in like 2 weeks. I'm sure you know my signals because I saw this screenshot. She said that she was trading, you just support by before you know it, market was moving very well that period. But that doesn't mean you're actually psychologically sound. That doesn't also mean you're also a good trader soon. It doesn't mean. It doesn't mean. The market can be going well during that period. You understand? But the market's always changing. Once the market changes, once you lose 2 trades in a row, what do you do? How do you react? You may also be over leveraging yourself. You may be using like out of the $50, probably using $20, and then you saw something, and then you just traded and just kept going. So if you withdraw that $150 now, at least You've started with $50, you already have $150 already in your account. You have $150 left in the account. You get your that it's all about protecting yourself. You understand? So that's just it about everything. You want to have the results, you need to just follow the system on your live account. And if at some point maybe you've ever gone on your own and you made profits, withdraw half of it and keep, then come back to follow the system. Because this is Forex. If you have 100 million naira to lose, the market will take everything from you. If you have 1 billion naira to lose, it's going to take everything from you. And you need to actually be cautious of that. Okay? So now let's go to right psychology something. So after everything, there's something I always say now, okay? I always say something. I always say something. If something happens and you lose money as a result of that thing, if you don't learn, you will still lose money again the next month as a result of that same thing. Do you understand? So if, for example, now I'm a newbie, I found $100, I lost $100, and then I'm feeling bad. I say, Coach, I've lost 100. And Coach said, hey, sorry, Pele, this and this. You know how coaches, we always do now. We'll draw the whole psychology and, ginger you up. Don't worry, you have money to make, all of these things. Like, yay, I'm pumped up. But you not learn the lesson from that particular mistake you made. You now gonna fund another $300. Why you have not still learned the lesson you made that made you lose the first $100? You still lose that other money. That's how it actually is. That's how it actually is. And you keep losing that money, keep losing this money until you eventually learn the lesson you are meant to learn. This session is actually recorded. I know everybody are still starting out with trading and everything. I know some person have made some mistakes. I made my own mistakes too. That's why I'm never going to be mean. I'm never going to shout at anybody that makes any mistake. But I would always try my possible best to prevent people from making mistakes. Because I know how it feels like to lose money, especially in this period. It's not a funny thing at all. You understand? So no matter what you're actually doing, just leave your live account for me. If you want to risk, I'm not going to advise you risk anything with anything more than 1 to 5%. I won't advise that. But if you want to risk 20%, it is very, very risky. Because if you have 5 losses in your account, don't go. But if you want to risk it, make it uniform. Number, I'm not advising you to risk anything more than 1 to 5%. But I know that people actually, you say your own and their own. You understand? All right. So at some point, maybe your capital is not that much. Maybe you're doing $50, and maybe 1% is just only $1. You get, maybe you want to make money. If you want to actually take those risks, do it the right way. Over leverage the right way, which is over leveraging using uniform risk. So the law of averages can also still play in your favor. Do you understand? But if you're not going to do that, 1 to 5%, 5% is a sweet spot, you know. But if you're going to go above, and if you're going to go above, you want to over leverage, don't over leverage more than 20%. Do you understand? So let's talk about good risk management practices. Controlling your emotions. So controlling your emotions is when we lose a trade. Okay. I would always lose trades. I'm not the father of the market. Like I said, I would always lose trades once in a while. Just have that in your mind. I would lose trades. But they'll not be much, but I will lose. I will lose. Okay. So if you're taking some trades and then maybe you have made like $60 profit this week, and then you now lose one trade, and then your profit now go down from $60 to $53. You know, control your emotions. Don't tell yourself that, oh, I've lost $7. If I go and trade and I win this trade now, I'll put the account back to $6. I'll now rest and wait for coach my turn. Don't do that. If you do that, now that trade you want to trade now, you may go and lose it. And then when you lose it, now what happens? Account now that was at $53 now will go down to $42. And that's how you keep going, going, going. Before you know, your profit has reduced from $42 to only $10 or $5. Stick to your strategy even when it's hard. This one, you're still a newbie. So you're still learning. Okay? At least still learning our strategies. So there's nothing to stick to. Stick to my signals, even when it's hard. Stick to it. One thing you should know that any trade I take on my account, I'm taking it. Any trade I call out, I'm taking it on my account. You see the amount, So I'm very careful. I don't want to lose money. I don't like losing money. You understand? I don't like losing money. So you trust me, even when it's hard. Accept your losses without anger or revenge trading. I talked about it, controlling emotions. When we lose trades, don't say, "Could make have lost one trade or two trades." Even if it's start of the week and we start with losing two trades, don't say Coach Michael has lost two trades and won't trade again. No. If you don't trade again, that means you not recover the profits now with you. No. Do you understand what I'm saying? So accept those losses and move on. Stay patient and disciplined. If not called out trade on Monday, Coach Michael never call out trade. I want make money, my body day, give me. You get that whole thing, right? Tuesday, we have never called out trade. And like, it's Coach one call trades. Man uses ginger. Look at this market. That is you not staying patient. All right, many traders say psychology is more important than technical analysis strategy because even with the perfect strategy, you will still fail if you can't control yourself emotionally. You get so that is basically about this. I think I believe I've actually explained about psychology. I believe I've actually explained about psychology. Now let me talk about the psychology of trading, of you as a trader. Because now I've talked about psychology of following trades and being disciplined with those things. Let me tell you when you should trade on your own account. There's this particular thing that actually I don't really used to like it. I call out trades. I win like seven trades and I lose one trade. And then when I contact people, I'm expecting to hear testimonies that, say someone actually has $2,000 in his personal account. I'm expecting to hear person something like, well, I made $400, and I'll be very happy because I love things like that. That's like almost 700,000, right? But then when I now message person, I say, coach, I took those trades too, and I made $400, but I now took trades on my own and I lost $1,000. So now my account now is from $2,000. Now my account now is at $1,400. That thing is pain. It's like it annoys me. It just pains me. You understand? So the trader, do not trade on your live account till you get to this particular stage. What is that particular stage? When should you start trading on your live account? If you want to trade on your live account and you want to gamble it, you can, but just know that there are a lot of things that can go wrong if you actually gamble. And if anything actually goes wrong because of your gamble, it's you that caused it. All right. So it's basically going to be your own cross to carry. Okay. Do what's wrong with this thing? GG. Hold on a second. I want to show you the template of being a good trader, of being a best trader actually. I'm not sure on your live account personally until now. There's this particular template I created, you know, for MHFX. Okay. But actually awarding traders with certificates and what they call it, flyers for successfully actually doing the things that they are meant to do. Like, the moment you can actually pass this particular challenge, then you can actually see a good trader. So how does it actually work? Okay. Now, in 1 month trading, if you trade successfully and you have 70% accuracy on them, this is what HFX. Now, the reason why it has to be 1 month, do you know why? Because in 1 month, we have 20 trading days. Now remember, knowing the strategy is not enough for it to be successful and profitable. It's discipline. Do you understand? So now, if you trade for 3 days or 4 days or 7 days and you make money, that does not mean you're disciplined. Probably during those periods, the market was moving very right. You understand? Probably. You're not sure of how you're going to react when the market's not moving right. You're not sure of how you're going to react when you have a drawdown. You're not sure of all of those things. But if you trade for 1 month and you can be able to maintain 70% plus accuracy on each effect, then you can say yes, and this because you are disciplined enough to not over leverage, to not over trade, to not this, that, all of those different things. So this is the distance. So if you feel like at this particular point, I've learned the strategy and I'm good to start trading on my own, don't go to your live account. You have to do this first. Get your demo account, get your trading journal because you'll be recording everything in the trading journal and attempt the Beast Traders Challenge. We still have the distance still on, oh, just that some persons have not passed it yet. But if anybody actually passed it, we always promote the person. You promote the person. It doesn't have to be my strategy yourself. You can create your own strategy yourself. After I've told everybody how to create their own strategy, but you have to do it for a month. In that month, you have good days. In that month, you have bad days. In that month, you have losing traits. You have your losing streak, two, 3 losses in a row. In that month, you have a winning streak. In that month, you have different days. At the end of 1 month of trading, that's 30 days of sleeping, waking up, and all of those things. 20 trading days and like um 8 weekends. And you can successfully pull up this. Then you say you're a trader, bring the results to me. I'll check it, confirm everything from your pocket options and from what you journal down on your trading journal, then I'm actually going to award you the certificate that, yeah, you're a good trader and you're a disciplined trader. Then from there, the same thing you are doing on your live or your demo account to your live account. The same way you are trading, recording your results on your trading journal, because anything you take on your trading journal, both wins and losses. When you have 2 losses, you stop trading. You know, when you have 1 loss, you get out of thing. Same risk, same down, monitoring the account small, small, being very, very careful, because it's a long period of time. If you can actually put that up, that means you're disciplined on your demo account. And if you're disciplined on your demo account, it's just the same thing on your live account. The same thing you follow throughout the 1 month of trading. You just move, just changes them to live and duplicate it. And you see you'll be trade down. But if you have not yet done this one yet, you're not yet a good trader. And you should not trade on your live accounts. Okay? I believe I actually touched everything I was actually meant to touch on this session. So that is basically it. That is basically it. So I've explained every single thing I need to actually explain. And I've also talked about how to know you're a good trader or how to know when you should start trading independently on your own. Till then, just follow me blindly and trust all I'm actually calling out, okay? And we'll all make money. I want everybody to make money here. I want people to be enjoying. In fact, the money people haven't making self is own small self. I want people to making up like a millionaire a week, a millionaire a month, that type of thing. That way, once you make that 1 million, you can just easily just pay for 3 months in a row. You know, you get, and things get some nice, nice things. That's what I want. Right. But for you to actually get to that point, you need to follow signals and making small, small money. Then one last thing before I call it out, before I call it a day, don't look at profits in amounts made. Do not do not do not look at profits in amounts made. look at profit in percentage percentage growth. You know why? Now, if I have $100 in my account and in a month I make 40%. So 40% means I'll grow the account from $100 to $140. Now, some people say, $40 is very, very small. Or let's say 30, let me say $30. It's very, very small. Listen. $30 in a month shows you're profitable. You're meant to be happy that you're profitable. People actually make 10% in a month and they're very happy. You know, this same $30 is the same thing as $300 on a $1,000 account. It's just your capital that is low at the moment. Thing. It's still the same thing too as $3,000 on a $10,000 account. Are you seeing this? $3,000 is almost 5 million naira. Is it the same thing as $30,000 on a $100,000 account? Are you seeing this? So don't look at um profits. Don't look at how good you are as a trader. Don't gauge it by the amount of money you made. Instead, or how good our skills actually are by the amount of money you made. Instead, gauge it by the percentage of your account growth, because trading is something that you know leads to exponential growth. Okay, that's why I really love trading, because you start from here and then these are the growth curve. It's just go up like this if you're consistent. So you start with like $100, then like 2 months, 3 months, you have like 500, 1,000, 10K, like that's like this to go. Yeah, so if you start with this and then if I'm making 30% per month, always tell yourself that at some point my capital will go to this. And I'm making $300 a month, same 30%. At some point, my capital will go to this, and I'm making 3,000 a month. At some point, my capital will go to this, and I'm making 30K a month. Do you understand? So always look at it as always gauge your growth by percentage of your accounts you made, and not by the amount that is there, because this one will never make you happy. It's not make you happy if you're not trading good capital. But this one will give you excess joy. Because the moment you actually like get this and then you do this mass, you go and do it. You even start giving Thanksgiving yourself in church on your own self. So that is basically it for the session. If you know you got value from this session, drop some lovely emojis, some values on the group chats, and you know, that is basically it for the session. Thank you very, very much for joining, and see you guys on the next session. Have a lovely, fantastic, and beautiful day.